Hey, this is Marsha Ambrosius, and you know I got soul.
Alright, Marsha, so the new album, Friends and Lovers, we finally got a release date for it, July 15th. So, some people have been, your fans have been waiting on this for a while. So, can you kind of introduce us to what it's evolved to at this point?
Well, to all of my fans that have been waiting for, what is this date, July 15th, pre-orders June 23rd. For me, I've been waiting too, and rightfully so. I feel like I had way too much life to live in order for me to deliver the album as honestly and as forthright and open and honest as possible. Friends and Lovers started out as a sequel to what was Late Nights and Early Mornings, which then resulted in me meeting some friends and lovers, but I needed to live those relationships and really see them through. So it's almost like the tail end of the album, songs that I'd already written that I possibly hadn't experienced yet. I went through those songs and I was like, oh, my astrologer? Like, well, I don't know, like, do I see into the future or something? I think these songs ring so much truth now that I hadn't experienced prior to me being able to give it all away, which is why I did the tour first, which is why July 15th, when that album really drops, I really feel like I'm giving myself away again. Late Nights and Early Mornings definitely was me giving myself away. It was the first time around, so I guess then I was just excited. Now it's real. Now this is me being Marsha Ambrosius 100% with a new album that I think I spend way too much time on creating moments that people go through, and I had to live it for me to be able to give it to you. So I don't microwave the music, I'm in the kitchen cooking for real. Like some meat has to marinate overnight, I can't just throw it in there, ding, and it's ready. You're gonna be hungry in 5 minutes. So July 15th, yeah, it might be, later than you expected, but now it's right around the corner and it feels right on time.
Awesome. Now, since Late Nights and Early Mornings came out a couple years back, have you been, what's the process been for this album? Have you been actively recording, and along the way, have you gotten rid of some songs, or have you been like, okay, I'm ready now, I'm going to start recording now?
I've always been a songwriter, producer first. Prior to this artist thing, it was me behind the scenes really writing and producing music. So with the first album, I was touring for a majority of the time. So any downtime that I had, I was really just experiencing life and writing music. It wasn't necessarily creating the next album, but songs slowly but surely started to make sense as an album. And like I said, towards the tail end of things started to finally fit into place, like meeting the interns out of Chicago and getting up in LA and just really working out with them. It started to all kind of make sense and tie into the things that I'd already done with Eric Hudson, already did with Pop and Oak, and then finding my place amidst the madness that is a tumultuous relationship with friends that possibly become lovers. So everything kind of just spiraled on top of each other. And when I think about the downtime that I had in between albums, I was touring from Late Nights and Early Mornings release till a couple of weeks ago. Right. I was doing I did a whole sold out tour with no album out. So people just, well, not people, my Martians, my fans, they named themselves, and it just resonated with me that I'm doing this for more than me now. So Friends and Lovers definitely became a necessity, something that I had to do. Awesome. Over a couple weeks.
You just released the video for Run recently, and it's a very impactful video, and you have a way about putting out impactful videos. Is that something important to you?
For me, the importance of creating a powerful visual surrounding the music has always been hand in hand for me. I'm a movie buff. I love the marriage between visual and audio. It just makes sense. It's like John Williams' theme for Jaws. When you hear those two notes, dun, 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 you're underwater and something's gonna kill you. And the fact that you can not disassociate the visual and the music without each other, and they marry. When I do my music, they have to marry. As it was running towards a dream, it was knowing that basketball was never going to be anymore for me. Tore ligaments, I needed a plan B. It became music for someone else. It was, do I leave school? Do I go to college? It was like, am I going to mourn my mother's death for the rest of my life, or am I going to get up and try and move on? You know, all of these things that are so human in our moments that I feel not too many people get to speak on. If I'm one of the few that do, then why wouldn't I?
Right. Now, I heard you mention this collaboration you had with Charlie Wilson a while back. Is that something that will be appearing? Can you talk about that and any other collaborations we can expect?
Yeah, the duet between Charlie Wilson and myself. My brother and I co-wrote it. It's entitled Spend All My Time. And it's dedicated to my late great Aunt Beryl and my Nana. Miss them dearly. It was really watching someone that you care about so much, but still having to live your life, and them wishing you well all at the same time. Just to watch my aunt go from telling that she was diagnosed with cancer to deteriorating so quickly and losing her so quickly. It's like, I just want to spend all my time with the people that I care about. And that's how we conceptually came up with that song. And Charlie Wilson having such an amazing story to tell, his background, like what he's been through in his life. He was the right fit and the perfect person to do this duet with, and I love him dearly anyways. It was always a dream of mine to collaborate with him. I'm glad it was this one.
Awesome.
And another collaboration I have on there is with a billionaire. Dr. Dre heard the Stronger Than Pride, the cover that I'd done using DJ Premier's Come Clean, J-Rig the Damager, and he was like, I can't believe you used this loop. And I was like, well, if I was going to go there, I had to go there. I was like, you want to get on it? He said, sure. And before I knew it, I had a Marsha Ambrosius produced by and co-produced by Dr. Dre, featuring Dr. Dre on my album.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. Now, you had a couple singles out before, Cold War, Without You. Are those part of this project, or was that something you kind of left behind?
Being a songwriter, producer, I've never held on to music, whether I was giving away Yours Truly, Yours Sincerely, Neo Soul Is Dead, all this mixtape stuff, the sex tapes. I have way too much music on my hands, so I'm like, if I can give it to you now, you can go right to iTunes and go grab it. But if I want you to press play on what is something cohesive and something that you play from beginning to end, same thing I did with Late Nights and Early Mornings. I wanted to make an album. I'm not out here trying to chase singles. That's never been my goal. I wanted to make projects. Now, just finally for you, earlier we were talking about your live show and how you kind of just put it all out there on stage. You show so much of your personality. What is it about your live show? I mean, you're so engaging. I'm thankful that I have a faithful fan base that just allow me to speak on their behalf. I feel like sometimes I'm on stage and it's not even me speaking. I'm speaking from every walk of life, every sophisticatedly ratchet to the classy businesswoman that wants to turn up but feels like that one is judging her. Like, we all come together because of the universal language of music. So if I'm over here singing Hope She Cheats and this chick's over here singing Your Hands, they might be two different people, but guess what? They're singing the same song. The premise never changes. So I'm able to cross those lines, blur them out. They don't exist. It's let's exist in the honest moment that you had a ratchet moment, or you're completely vulnerable, or I want to cry right now, or I just don't care, or I care too much. All of these emotions that I guess as women we don't speak to each other about for fear of being judged. Like, I'm no different, so when I'm on stage I shouldn't be able to be any different. So I don't know how else to do that.
I love it. Live show was awesome.
Thank you.
So that's all we have for you. Anything you'd like to add?
Anything I'd like to add? Go get this album. Go get the album. Just go get the album. Play Late Nights and Early Mornings and Friends and Lovers back to back and have yourself a movie.
Awesome.